really what it is. It starts off from a small group of people and it goes up.
It's like a cult.
I'm all about BLM. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? But it's one of the movements. It's really a movement, and it has its pros and its cons. LGBTQ has its pros and its cons. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, people can't voice an opinion.
Yeah, because see, they're such hypocrites. Because the thing is, a lot of the LGBTQ and all that shit, a lot of them will say, "Oh, we're pro opinion, we're pro choice, we should accept everyone," but they don't accept everyone. When someone else comes in, like Sneeko or something, coming in, or anyone that agrees with his opinion comes in and tries to voice his opinion, guess what? They get shut down. They get canceled. All their social media gets fucking deleted off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. They're total hypocrites. They don't accept everybody like they say they do. They only accept people that agree with their side because they're too sensitive. They just can't accept anything.
Listen. These companies and these companies really just make it bad. And really, what I believe in what Kanye says in his documentaries, Jewish people run it. Jewish people are only siding with these LGBTQ people and all these other diverse groups to push away this manly lifestyle, this work towards men's just helping them in general, fixing their mental, just females thinking they can just do whatever they like. It's like the man gets the short end of the stick when it comes to stuff, but he does the most.
Yeah, we get blamed for a lot of shit. Like, even me, I've had issues with people fucking trying to accuse me of, like, sexual assault or rape and shit. You remember when I was telling you about that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking ridiculous, but obviously, who's everyone gonna believe? They're only gonna believe the woman. They're gonna look at me and say, "Oh yeah, he probably did it." Like, you can't, like, the fuck? Because men just get blamed for everything. Even though if you look at the suicide rates, 80% of suicide has been men. Within the past few years, it's skyrocketed. The obesity rates in America have skyrocketed ever since 2020. You know what it is? It's the great fucking reset. The government is planning. They are planning shit. And it's ridiculous. They were purposely trying to isolate everyone. They literally had it in the name. It was called social distancing. They wanted to distance everybody socially so that you were alone and you were scared. And that is the easiest way to manipulate people into thinking whatever you want, making them lazy, scared, just sit around. With the invention of DoorDash and Grubhub and all that shit, you didn't have to go anywhere. You didn't have to go anywhere for anything. You can literally order shit from gas stations, from Targets, Walmarts, whatever, and it'll come right to your door. You don't have to move a muscle. That makes you so lazy, and it's so stupid that people want to sit there and just accept people being like, "Oh, you're fat, it's okay, you 300 pounds, you're perfect, girl, go off." And it's like such such bullshit that they're just pushing all that fucking "go queen, pop off."
While you sleep, you need a breathalyzer while you sleep. You keep going. You know you could exercise to get rid of that so you could breathe normally, but you just keep going. Make your life a suffering. Just suffer.
I know, right? And what I've heard they've literally been doing was, I can't like say this exactly, but from what I remember, from what I've heard, is that they're taking, I can't remember where it was, but they've been taking farmers, like, natural vegetation and their animals and killing them, and the plan is to basically have the only resource of food that will be available to the public and us and everything will be processed and, like, chemically processed foods. So you will not be eating anything that's, like, actually fresh and, like, real food.
So cloned animal, which has already been going on.
Yeah, then who knows what's in the food? If we don't make it, who knows what fucking chemicals are being put in it? You don't know what the fuck is in there. You know what I mean?
And watch. You're gonna have to you got to get a license to grow crops. You're gonna have to buy plot. They're gonna restrict people from buying seeds.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's so annoying because so many people are like, well, I don't know why you're such a asshole for trying to force everybody to work out and do this and that because you're so mean. It's like, well, but why would you just sit there and be contempt and just accept that you're not the best version of yourself when you could push yourself to be better? You could feel better about yourself. You would do better in life. You would think you'd be fucking 100 times smarter if you'd actually push yourself, eat healthy, fucking drink more water, get outside, like, praise God, do all this shit, and people are still just like, no, you're bad, cancel. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And then you know what they also say? They say I already feel at my best. That's the thing. You don't know when you're at your best. You never know, and you never will. You will feel great. You will feel great at moments. You will feel amazing. You will feel like you're at your highest peak, and then it will drop, and you will rise again, and then you'll feel like that's your highest peak.
Exactly. They've been pushing.
You never know.
They've been pushing complacency for the past, what, like 2.5 years now? Like, just ever since fucking COVID. They've been pushing complacency. Everything from fucking, like I said, the whole service where you can just sit at home and order food. It'll come to you. You don't have to leave your house because you're not even allowed to, because if you do, you'll get thrown in fucking jail or some shit. You can't see friends and family, you're alone, you're scared, and then you don't know what to do. They keep telling you, oh, there's this crazy dangerous virus out there that you should stay away from, otherwise you'll die. And you're like, okay, because you're just fucking blindly following the herd like a jackass. And I've had people wear masks, get a fucking vaccine that you don't even know what the fuck is in there. Why are you gonna take a fucking shot? You don't know what's even in it. You know how fucking dangerous that shit is? And the thing is, too, I think what they're doing with, like, Tesla and everything, and with the pushing, there's so many, like, fucking vehicle companies now that are pushing to just make more vehicles electric. I think that's solely for the purpose of this whole execution of the plan. I think, they're making it so that they will, like, no longer have manufacture real vehicles that will run on like gas, oil, and engines and shit like that. They'll just be electric vehicles like Tesla and whatnot. I think the purpose of that is to, number one, maybe spy on people more, but also I think the bigger thing is forcing everybody to buy things that run on electricity. Therefore, later on, once there's no more real cars left and they're all electric, everyone's forced to buy them, everyone owns them, they're going to then start pushing the price of your electricity bills higher and higher, just like they did with the gas, just so they can make more money.
And I feel like also that because we are steadily running, we're like slowly running out of gas.
Yeah, I mean, like, part of it makes sense to be able to do that kind of stuff because we're running out of gas, like, I get it, and oil and shit, but, like, at the same time, they can also just use it as a whole another cover-up bullshit thing just to kind of be like, oh, well, we need to because we're running out of gas, even though I'm sure we still have quite a bit left. They don't need to bump the price up that much.
I've heard, like, that we only have, like, 5-6 years of it left.
Oh,
if we keep using it at this rate. But listen. Our bodies produce oil, though. Remember that. When we decompose, but we oil.
Oh yeah, fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels. Listen. And that like it's not just humans, you know what I mean? It's living organisms in general.
Right.
It's like, I really do think that it's just years and years on animals dying and then us coming through and then us doing all this oil. Because, bro, we had so much oil when we first discovered it. Think about it. There's oil everywhere. Because it was an ocean. Things were just dying every day. Things were just sitting at the bottom of the ocean. And it was just collecting, building up. That's why I feel like we have pockets of it. And it's like, I don't know. A lot of people think a lot of people think, in my opinion, that what I read from what a lot of people think is that, you know how we clone animals?
Yeah.
And they do have fossils, indeed, right? You know what I mean? So chickens and stuff like that. We could just we'd have to kill quite a few, you know what I mean? And it takes a while for it to happen. Because fossil fuels don't come out just like that. I think it takes like a year or two for your body to fully decompose.
Yeah, I think the other issue I have too with the whole Great Reset thing that I've been hearing that's going to be happening as well, or that already has happened, for example, in the UK, because their whole economy is just fucking crashed. And I even got everyone in my work got a mass text from one of our GMs, and she was saying how there's this economic decline and they're going to have to be having less people work because they're not making as much money, so they have to cut people and this and that. And I'm like, oof. But it really is happening. Like, there's the fucking proof right there. Like, you don't even have to ask questions anymore. But the thing that's happened in the UK is that economy just fucking crashed, right? So people, from what I'm hearing and what I have heard, people have to choose between either having hot water or electricity. And unfortunately, it seems like at some point that's going to happen here, as well as the same thing that they enforce in China, which is like, I can't remember what it's called, but like your social points or whatever the fuck. So like basically if you essentially if you misbehave or if they catch you committing any crimes, even if it's like a little jaywalking or this or that, like they're going to put cameras everywhere and shit, then they're going to disable your bank account. They're gonna disable your fucking, what's it called, passports. You can't travel anywhere. You're gonna disable your fucking water, your heating, your electricity, this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, the government has total control. They run the fucking country. They can do whatever they want. If they want to fucking do that kind of shit like they do in China, they could. That's the scary thing, and they probably will. Because you can see the plans already started. From just like I've been saying since COVID, they've been scaring people into being alone and scared. The easiest way to manipulate somebody is keeping them isolated, alone, and afraid. And you can very, very easily convince them of things that you want them to believe, especially if they're just blindly running in and they don't actually know what's going on. They'll just take advice from the big guys who, you know, run the whole place that they live in. So they're like, okay, well, I guess they know best. But fortunately, they made a mistake by doing that. So
yeah, it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of people that follow the media and stuff like that, and now people slowly go away from it. Like what you said in your video, it's just mostly drama at this point. It's to make people scared of the outside world and stay enclosed into their happy, humble abode home that doesn't have mass shootings, people dying, and stuff like that.
Yep, that's why, like what I said in the that video is how to overcome depression, just where it's like you gotta just don't watch the fucking news. There's no reason to, because number one, it's all scripted, so they could be damn well just lying to you, so what's the point of listening to that shit anyway?
They repeat it.
Yeah.
I've seen them repeat the same car crash 5 times a day in the same day.
Exactly. You look at even different news stations, they'll say the same exact thing. It's all scripted, it's all bullshit, and obviously they're just getting paid to say whatever. And in fact, just like I said in my other video, doctors were paid to basically lie about the amount of COVID cases there were. Even if someone had COVID, and maybe that wasn't necessarily their cause of death, they could still write that off as it being COVID or something to do with it, and then basically just get paid to up the numbers of deaths that COVID had caused, even though that wasn't necessarily the real COD, and that's just caused total mass panic, which was the whole point.
Do you know who the first person was to get COVID?
Nope. I couldn't tell you.
I remember it. Well, it was the first cases to be found, so we don't know who the first person to contact was, right? You know, the first case to come to the United States. It was a young black woman from Wisconsin.
Pretty neat.
Did she even
Yep.
die from COVID?
Nope.
Exactly. It's not that deadly. The only way that it was deadly is if number one, it's going to mostly affect people with horrible immune systems, such as the elderly or very young, like infants, just as it killed. Like, no fucking shit. That's what's gonna happen if you have a fucking
Or fat
virus.
babies.
What?
Or fat babies.
Yeah, just any organism with any one of us with a horrible immune system is gonna die or at least suffer immensely. Or if you have it mixed with something else, if you have COVID and you had another sickness, of course those combined could kill somebody. Of course, I don't know why everyone was freaking out about it. It's kind of a given, like
Bird
the
flu's
same thing as
worse.
the fucking flu.
It's crazy. You know what's crazy? The bird flu is worse.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It's like, well, at least it's not fucking Ebola. Shut the fuck up.
If Ebola was to ever come to our state, we'd be dead. We'd all be screwed. There's like nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, because that virus in itself is actually deadly. COVID in itself affecting anybody cannot be deadly. There has to be certain circumstances that allows it to become deadly and fatal. Like, it's not gonna, like, for me, I'm a pretty decently young and healthy person. It wouldn't kill me. Like, no.
Yeah, look, like I've had COVID like 3-4 times. The first time it was like the flu, you know what I mean? I just felt miserable. You know, my body was aching. It felt like the common flu. Really, what it was. I tested positive for COVID. Like the doctor said, I got to stay quarantined. The thing is, that lady in Wisconsin, they said they quarantined her. And that's why she stayed alive. Well, that made no sense to me. They quarantined her, right? That she's just blocked off from everything. So they're just trying to make it so they're saying quarantine is a way of getting rid of a sickness, but then you realize you have a bunch of idiots that are just gonna read it and go with it, and then everybody did it.
Yep. It's so stupid. Some people just blindly believe everything, then they go run their mouth, then everyone finds out, it gets spread on the news, and then before you know it, everyone's crying over something that's merely the fucking flu. I'll be honest, I've had it before. I've had COVID before. At least I think that's what it was. I don't know, but I did feel very, like, weak. I felt like shit, but never did it really. It's not that bad. It's the fucking flu. Like, it didn't kill me. I could still get up and move. I could still breathe. I didn't feel like I was gonna die. I just felt kind of weak, and I'm like, whatever, it'll go away. And I fucking, days later, it went away, and I'm like, okay, who cares? Like, it doesn't, like, the fuck?
Oh, I can't smell, I can't breathe, I can't, like, there are symptoms to it, but, like,
Yeah.
Tell me the amount of people that were, like, getting it and that were flipping out about it. And then hospitals were being overly crowded by the elderly.
Yeah.
And then only them saying it's patients, not saying it's the elderly, that they're patients, which I get, you know what I mean? They can't, like, go down with it, you know what I mean? But it was mostly the elderly. Or, like, an adult with an alcohol problem, their liver was bad, and, like, their body's basically shutting down at that point because of, if they got the flu with that, their bodies would be, like, dying.
Yeah, just like I said, just like any other virus, I mean, if you mix it with some other condition or sickness, yeah, it can kill you. I don't know why that's a surprise to everybody. It's gonna happen, whatever. Like, I don't know what you expect.
But our bodies are the best sensors in the world. No, there's nothing like them.
Yeah.
We can taste, we can smell, our instincts, like our reactions.
That's that.
A robot A robot is programmed to do what it's told. We aren't. We do stuff freely, but our instincts go with it.
Yeah. So many people are just
dumb.
Oh yeah, very. Especially because, again, remember when fucking TikTok blew up right when COVID happened?
Well, TikTok was kind of a thing before COVID a little bit, but
But I feel like it more so blew up, and it came more of like a negative. It made more of a negative impact during COVID.
Because okay, so how it went was it was Musically at first, right? You know what I'm saying? It was Musically.
It was Vine.
No, what? Vine's a thing. It finds itself. It was Musically originally. I remember it.
Yeah, that's right. It was fucking Musically years ago. I remember that. That was so weird.
Yeah, everybody was liking it, and then it just suddenly dropped, right? Then they changed it to TikTok. And I can still go back to my old account, and it's not TikTok, it's Musically.
Yeah.
You know how when you save stuff, it shows the little bar thing, like says TikTok and then their name below it, because they don't want you stealing people's content primarily. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it had the Musically thing inside my old account. Mm-hmm. And it just says Musically with my tag on it.
And see, I remember too. The issue is with TikTok. Number one, obviously, it's run by the Chinese government. I don't have to say much other than that. It's similar to Facebook, where it's data mining and they're just trying to collect information on a bunch of Americans. Which my theory is they're gonna use to at some point go on a war with America, because now our generation are just full of a bunch of fucking retards. So it's not like they're gonna know how to fight in a war anyway. So China would more than likely win at this point, because there's a lot of fucking stupid people out there that just will be like, oh my god, I'm too scared, I don't want to go out and get shot. It's like, yeah, well, you'd be doing it for your country, but who cares, right? You care more about your fucking feelings than your country, whatever. But, anyway, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah. The issue with TikTok is that so many people just talk about so many, like, just depression and so many toxic relationships and cheating and promote, again, feminism, but they're always like, I was just scrolling earlier today just to kind of see if anything's changed. Nope. Nope. Because I've gotten myself out of the loop, like long time ago, out of the loop of just sitting there scrolling for hours and hours, unlike most people. But occasionally I'll sit there and check and look at stuff, check my profile, and then scroll for like a few minutes if I have some extra time, and just kind of see how humanity's doing, and it does not look very good. Everyone's talking about fucking getting cheated on, girls cheating on their man and hiding it and thinking it's funny and shit like that, and it's like, bro, we're so fucked. Everyone's just spreading so much depressing shit. If that's all you're gonna think about, you're always gonna be in that state of mind, and you're not helping yourself or anyone around you. You know what I mean? And then there's always these girls that are like half naked, dancing for likes and follows and shit. And it's like, this is not a kids app.
They get millions.
Not for kids.
They get millions.
Oh yeah, and then they promote their like OnlyFans page. They promote their OnlyFans page, but then guess whose account gets taken down? Sneeko and Andrew Tate, for speaking against it and saying believe in God. They get taken down. But the ones who are promoting porn to kids, a supposed kids app, get kept on there. It's like, what the fuck?
No, China has a TikTok, but it's not TikTok. If you're under the age of 14, it gives you educational content, and you only get it for a certain amount of time. And also that let's say you're older than that, you get like you get put on a time limit, because in China, they do have a time limit. Like there's people that play video games and have a time limit.
Yeah.
In China. But their internet's amazing. Like boom, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Load, instant. Like there's no loading. I swear to God.
Yeah, China is they know a lot of their tactics when going into any kind of war and such is usually going to involve manipulation and some kind of mind control, and that's what they're doing in their own country, and that's what they're trying to do here, and they obviously succeeded with TikTok, because yeah, like you said, they have their own version of it that only promotes, their version of the app only promotes educational things and people completing life goals and achievements and being happy and working hard. In America, it promotes people eating fast and fat food, people promoting porn to kids, depression, toxic relationships, saying that it's okay to cheat, saying it's okay to do this and that, and it's totally unacceptable that you're trying to spread this kind of bullshit to kids. But obviously, apparently it's fucking working, because everybody has the app, everybody uses it and just sits and scrolls for hours and hours, you know? I mean, if you have, like, that extra free time to use, then sure, you know what I mean, for a little bit. But you have to be able to control yourself and not be sitting there for hours on end every day scrolling on it, and like you can't let yourself get so fucking plugged in. Because it's horrible.
Yeah. It's crazy how people are now. Like it's dumb.
Yep.
People
a
don't
lot
think.
of people, if like a lot of shit. I don't know if you mind or not. I'm recording this just cause, you know what I mean? I mean, this should be...
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I feel like this shit should be shared with somewhere. If it gets taken down on YouTube, it'll be thrown on Rumble. It doesn't really matter. At least it won't get taken down there. So, but people gotta hear the truth, and a lot of people are probably gonna say, oh, well, this and that, I'm too comfy here, I don't want to move, I don't feel like it today, maybe tomorrow, maybe later. No, you cannot just accept complacency. You cannot sit there and continue to scroll. You have to start doing something with your life. Make yourself better. Do something. At least drink more water every day. I used to not drink water at all. I literally wouldn't drink water for years. How am I alive? I don't know. I just drank like juice and pop. But I'm back drinking water again. Drinking protein shakes and fucking working out more and improving a lot of different fucking skills on shit like coding and fucking, I wouldn't necessarily say web development, but like I'm getting there. I don't know. I know a lot of editing, so if somebody makes videos and they need an editor, I even posted it recently. I'd be glad to be someone's editor and get paid for that kind of shit. That'd be great, because I know you can make a lot of money doing that as well. There's so many job opportunities that people can make online. They just don't try hard enough or look for it. You know what I mean? It's very easy to find jobs online. You don't even have to try. If you can just make one good skill, again, even like editing, or if you're really good with Photoshop, and you're very artsy, maybe you could offer and look around or find somebody that needs a thumbnail editor, and you can make thumbnails for people's YouTube videos or anything like that, or make album covers for people's music, stuff like that. It's not that difficult.
My brother does these commissions.
Yeah.
And it's for art.
Yeah.
And people pay him to make art.
Exactly. There's even, I can't remember what it was. There was one app that I heard of like years ago, where you can like take you can make any kind of art and sell it online for like as much as you want, because in some communities anything is art. You can fucking splatter colors on fucking aisle and just be like, oh yeah, this is my masterpiece, it's worth 10 grand. If somebody finds it appealing enough and they're rich, I'm sure they'll buy it. Like, even if you put it up for a few hundred, I'm sure somebody will buy it if you make something cool. You know what I mean?
If we are talking about this, like NFTs and the sort, I do know a lot about NFTs, like the whole paying gas fees and such as. There are websites where you can put NFTs up and don't have to pay gas fees, from what I know. But I stopped looking into it from last year. I thought it was kind of fun. It was amazing. The communities were great. You know what I mean? People made it seem to be a really bad thing. I still kind of do think it is, but like, it's a cool picture. It's an animation. It's basically like owning an art piece on your wall. So, like, It's like the Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? You could find a PNG of it online and print it and put it on your wall, but you don't have the real thing. It doesn't have the authentic like
Feel.
not
Yeah.
feel. It's a picture. It's not made by the person. You did the printing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a copy. It's not the exact thing. So people are really just paying for these little digital arts, which are really cool in my opinion. There's a lot. There's from what I know, there's NFT games. Like you can play games for NFTs. There's like the NFT is a game itself. There's a lot that goes in with it now, and ETH and stuff like that has to go with it. I don't know if you've heard of Sandbox and stuff like that. There's just a lot of fun games out there. There's a lot of I feel like it was a good movement. It was kind of like that thing during COVID. It did start during COVID, I feel like, but
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? You know the apes or whatever, the yacht apes or the yacht ape club or whatever.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, the ape pictures. Search up ape NFT. You'll see it. It's like the monkey or whatever.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I actually know another YouTuber that does like red pill content like me that actually has one of these pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't feed into NFTs because it really, oh, I could just copy and paste it. I really do think it's the community. It is somewhat the art. It's basically like you're buying an art piece, you're bidding on it, you're buying it, but people sell it to an extent. So it's like an item. There are Roblox items that are like currency, like NFTs. I would even say you could even go to a lot of games, World of Warcraft. I would even bundles in Call of Duty and stuff like that, and like it's a digital currency that you can keep to your own, and it's kind of your own, but really it's because some people have dumbed it down to, like, let's say these Roblox things, they're not NFTs, but if you do think about it, an NFT is made by this person that they sell out for a certain amount of ETH. They paid gas price for it, so they're trying to get a higher sale for it. So it's like good 100, somewhere around there worth amount most of the time. And oh my God, it's crazy it's just really crazy. Like,
And Joseph has a friend in the NFT.
shut up. Oh my God, my brain. Oh yeah. It's like I did do the NFT thing for a bit, but like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Like, dude. You know Roblox. We played it one time, and that person called you. You can buy. People make stuff. You can make your own thing and then sell it. So listen. Do you see a similarity in it? You make your own thing on this. It could be anything. Really, what they do, they use a blender to make the items and stuff like that, and put it on there. Or you could use a PNG of any sort. But for like their art, you could use Photoshop. You could use who is it? Jake Paul that does it. He does photos. He takes photos and sells them as NFTs.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's like at this point you really can make anything an NFT, like and put it and make it as a virtual currency, like it's trading. Like I could even say a Pokemon card could be an NFT at this point. You imagine if they put online packs. Like, think about that. You know, people open them in real life. I feel like you can mint them and stuff like that. Like how 2K has their My Team and stuff. How they have cards, you can mint them to a condition. Like, let's say they got like a 10 mint out of it. Like, it's a rare card now. You can sell it for more virtual currency. It's really crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is very cool. Yeah. I mean, effectively, you could basically just take images of your own and sell them, and basically make more money for just selling pictures digitally and whatnot. Yeah,
But
I
it's
don't
all
like.
built
I
on
don't
community.
completely understand it, but it does sound cool. Like if I could get into it at some point, that'd be nice. Yeah.
I feel it's kind of too far. I feel like it's more of that progressive type of state. I kind of stopped, but like, with in a sense, you're working towards a community with these people. You're getting to know a bunch of people. You have to. It's like it's like a workspace. Oh, I know this one guy that could get you this, and he could get you a discount on that, or he could help you with figuring that out, or he could get you that position if you work with him.
Like
It's
networking.
Yeah, that's what it is, but it's communities as well. And this dude named Comards, he's a really great guy. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he did Twitter lives or whatever they're called. Um oh my god, he was really not knowledgeable. I liked what he had to talk about. He 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 made it like you can I just people took it as a joke. You can really change people's lives. Like there's people that do the tree planting thing, feeding kids in Africa, like healing Haiti and sorts. Like it's really crazy. It's really a community thing because you can't do it alone. It's you have to. It's like that known thing, you know. Like you want a shout out from somebody, right? Let's say you're just like a small guy. You need a shout out from somebody, and you're just hoping because them feeding onto that, they help you get more connections, and you're building in with this community. And you've been hanging with them. You've been supporting the channel and stuff like that, and you ask for it. And or maybe you hint towards it because you feel like you're that type of I'm kind of don't want to like go straight for it, but I want to nudge towards it. It's kind of like you're working towards it, and like I don't know, you kind of want to just be a part of this community, in which at the end of the day you will, and you will have what they have, and then really at the end of the day you're spreading it on towards somebody else.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
a lot of things digitally require like networking. I mean anything really if you're going to become successful in it. For example, like music. If you want to try to do music and stuff like that, you're going to have to reach out to other people. If you're very small, maybe you have a lot of talent. You just don't have many people that know you. You just kind of got to throw yourself out there more so other people can find you and maybe get, like you said, like a shout out from someone bigger so you can get more followers and shit like that.
yeah. It's and then one thing I hate about the internet, it's you can always I feel like you're always another person. There's genuine people that are who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I find it as let's say they're an actor. You know how actors, you see them in different movies or shows, but they play a different character and they do everything different, or they were the hero on that, but they're the villain in this, you know? Or it's kind of with it, with friend groups and all of these other things, and I don't know what popularized it, you know what I mean? Like, let's say this one friend comes over that didn't meet this other friend, so you're acting different around your main friend that you've been hanging out with, but, like, you just met this new dude, and you're trying to be cool with him, and you're like, yeah, you know, and you start smoking the cigarette, but you don't like smoking cigarettes, you're just trying to act cool, and your friend's like, that's kind of weird. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when they're gone, it's like, oh yeah, da da da. I think, you know, you start doing it, and you're trying to move them towards that. I feel like one person could change everything, and it takes a voice, and it's like when they're the center of attention. Like, let's say you're the center of attention of something. Let's say you're on a stage and you're a comedian. Everybody's gonna be laughing at you, not the person making some other joke on the side next to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
And then-
does not take much to change things on the internet.
Yeah, obviously, as we could see with the whole. Have you seen the thing where people like these? Well, it's like messed up. They like these They like these serial killers, these mass shooters, and they praise them online.
Oh yeah, send them love letters and shit.
Yeah, like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Like that was kind of disturbing in my opinion when I saw a lot of that.
Yeah,
Like,
just imagine
especially
how
show.
all the victims' families feel about that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or like, have you seen the show?
Yeah, I watched it, and then, but at the same time, like, I mean, it was a good show, but I'm also like, this is also probably not like the best thing to be making because it's probably so disrespectful to the families of the victims and everything.
It,
Like, it's
it
sad.
did it did go towards the families of the victims for the show and such like that, and they really reenacted exactly everything. They didn't take anything out of proportion. They didn't make it as seem like who's the bad guy or something like that. They made it more of a watch and experience this like if you were the one. Let's say you were in the shoes. Like there's scenes in it where it's just uncomfortable. There's nothing being said. Compared to a documentary, there'll be a murder scene, and they'll go like, "He gruesomely murdered this person because of this and that." Compared, you're watching it, you're waiting, and you're being suspense, and you're waiting for this dude to get, I don't know, he could be getting killed, or he could escape, or he's calling, or you don't really know.
So anyway, yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, my mom.
It's all good. But I was saying about the whole the show is just trying not to be a documentary. It's trying to put you in the boots of how they feel and what was going on and the emotion that was going with it. Compared to a documentary, you're getting fed with information, you're being told, and it's kind of giving you that nosy feeling. You know what you feel what I'm saying? Like, I want to know. It's giving me the details now, and I'm just gonna know, and I'm gonna go on with my day. Compared to people that can sympathize or feel the same pain somebody else went through, like. Like imagine if like you're a father and your son just dies because of this psycho crazy dude, and his life is not any good portion, and he's just crazy, he's a sicko. But really, when you do really look at it, he's mentally unstable. There's nothing you can define else otherwise. He's mentally unstable. There's nothing he can do to fix what he did, and he tries his best at the end of the show. And what he does is like he tries getting baptized, he tries going the right way, but really what it is, it's I feel like he has a midlife crisis with whatever goes on and this trauma that goes on with his family because of just everything, you know what I mean? He's left alone for years to just fend and hang on to himself and works on himself. Like there's progression for him. He works out, he jogs every day. He gets up. He is lazy, and but really, they have to really, because they can't show primarily what he did or what he was going to do, because a lot of the documentaries just, you know what I mean, they kind of just show the nitty gritty, the bad, and never the good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched this one documentary, and it was about this boy that the whole documentary, it was a good documentary. I would not say it's like a hard, cold, straight up documentary on what, like, oh my god, he killed them, this and that. It does bring up that, but it made you scratch your head. This boy, these two boys come home after school. They get up, they like walk home. They're just doing their thing. They're going, and there's two stories. And one of the stories is that he killed his own brother. The oldest one killed his own brother with a box knife.
A box cutter?
Yeah, remember that one? You were asleep. You're grounded. But he and then the other one was this woman that was bullying this little kid and such, and just really was like, and then like it just really made this kid snap, and it was a mentally disabled kid, as some people refer as like special education, or what is it, or what is it?
Mentally deficient?
No, a mental disability. There.
Autism?
Yes, yeah, that. But really, the people start going with the scenarios and figuring out. The older brother says he's guilty for it. He has to just go with it. This brother's like pale. People like it's the documentary makes it, when you go into it, you're looking at it as the brother did it. But what they go in and to explain is that it really wasn't him. It really was this person that was outcasted on the side that they never looked at because he wasn't there and he got away with it, and that the brother was there and he was hiding. He was in the garage with blood on his hands. And then you look like the bad guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't condone in any way, obviously, like, the things that Dahmer did and whatnot. Obviously, like, that's not okay at all. I'm never gonna sit here trying to make excuses for it or whatever, but,
he ate people.
yeah, just like all the mass shooters and shit, I mean, there's always reasons behind everything. If you understand, like, psychologically, there's reasons behind everything everyone does. People aren't just gonna go and wake up one morning and be like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot up a school. Like, no one does that. There's gonna be slowly built up anger and hatred for people that have tortured them for years, more than likely, over time, to where they break and they're just like, yeah, I'm done. And then they just go and commit extremely gruesome and violent acts against other people because they're so fucking angry. But again, there's still no excuse for, what they did. But, it's just also good to understand what can drive somebody to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when I try to say that, a lot of people will say, oh, you're just making excuses and trying to justify what they did that. And I'm like, no, just realistically, there's going to be psychological reasons behind everything. No one's just going to wake up one day and be like, yeah, I'm going to turn into the Grim Reaper and steal everyone's soul. Like, the fuck?
I want to be a truck and run over a bunch of people. You know what's crazy?
What?
I don't think I ever said this, but like, it's always it's the majority which is right. If you're within the less voted on group, you are wrong. You're the wrong person. You are the wrong person. You're not right. That's the dumbest thing. Like if you're not part of the LGBTQ. Well, I wouldn't say that. Well, what would be a good example? Because it's okay, let's say you don't like gay people. You have your reasons, you know what I mean, and you just don't have you have your reasons. That's what you're gonna go with, you know what I mean. You're a person. You have your feelings. You have your thoughts. You have your emotions, and you just think gay people are just not right. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna get attacked, and you're gonna get blamed for it because you are not with the big group of people that think it's right. Which everybody else looks at the big group of people compared to you. You are looked down upon. Wow, he hates these big group of people. Like, come on now. Like, I can't join his group because then I'll get outshadowed too, and I'll look like the bad guy.
Yeah, a lot of people are just sheep. That's the issue with today's society too. Everyone's just a sheep. They'll just kind of follow, and I feel like a lot of people aren't. Most people don't even exactly know the fuck, I said it twice. A lot of people don't exactly know what they're doing and what it means when it comes to being trans or gay and shit like that. They're just kind of doing it just to kind of fit in because they're like, oh, everyone else is doing it, maybe I can try it because, oh, I just need to find myself, maybe this is it. And they just don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're too young to understand, or they're just fucking being a dumbass.
I'm 5 years old. I know what I like. You know, like that's kind of dumb. Come on.
Oh yeah, somebody one of my sister's friends, their family is literally everyone in their family is either trans or gay. It's ridiculous. And even their 5-year-old is trans, and I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how do you get a 5-year-old to decide that they're fucking trans? That makes no sense. They have no, like, they don't even know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it's okay to be trying to get kids to understand the concept of being transgender. I think the only people that should actually be able to claim that they're transgender are the people that were born transgender, or, you know, with, like, both female and male genitalia, being real transgender when they decide, you know, which one they're going to keep and the other that they're going to get rid of, you know what I mean? That's what being transgender is. Transgender is not just deciding, oh, I feel like a girl today, when you have a massive cock under those tighty whities, you know? Like, it's not, you can't really...
You mean tiny cock?
Either way, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have tits and a pussy and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a dude now. It's like, well, the thing is, the definition of a male versus a male has male genitalia. A female has female genitalia. I know you can get surgeries either way to, you know, switch it up, but that just doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know.
That's when I morally respect that you're trans. That's when I'll morally respect that you're trans. You change, like, you get the surgery, you get your what is it called? Your that we have.
What's
pheromone? Yeah, pheromones. You get the pheromones and all that. Like, you go fully. You just go towards it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you actually work towards it and you find that as who you think you are, and you're not just switching every 5 days, you know, like, I'll respect you on that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just respect you because you're, oh yeah, I'm a girl today, I'm a guy 5 other days, and then, oh yeah, I'm gonna glue a penis to the bottom of my pants, you know? Like, it's...
I don't know. Personally, I don't understand a lot of people that do it. Personally, I just don't. You know, I don't have a problem with people that do. I just don't understand it. I don't know why you would, like, want to take stuff that far, but, you know, whatever. I mean, go for it, I guess. Holy fuck.
I can't respect somebody that changes their gender every, like, 5 days or every week. You know what I mean? Like, stick with it. Push towards it. Say that's what you want to go with. But if you're going to keep reverting back and forth, I can't respect you on it. I'm going to call you what I see you as. Like, at that point, like, I'm giving you your chance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving you your chance. Like, I'm not just going to sit there and keep calling you male, female, and then when I instantly say the opposite by accident, I get cussed at.
Yeah, and it's also, the thing is too, like that, I've known people before that were quote unquote trans and whatever, and that would, whenever they changed their name, so they had a dead name, anytime their, like, teacher would call them by their dead name or call them by their wrong pronouns or whatever the fuck, they got all pressed about it, and they'd tell me about it, and I'm like, well, did you tell them? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, don't you think that would help? And then even in the scenarios that they did tell them, and maybe they just, you know, the teacher forgot or whatever, they still get mad. And it's like if you're gonna be like that, you should at least try to understand that people are gonna forget. They have to get used to a whole new thing. They know they're looking at a female, but they have to get used to somehow calling you by they, them, or whatever the fuck, or it's, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, they have to get used to that concept now. That's not gonna be instantaneous for them to remember.
You gotta get used to calling a female a Jimmy.